So in Databutton, the entire workspace is very well organized. In the left-hand side, you see all the components of your app or all the features, all the backends and the media files in the internal storage. On this right-hand side, you see the chat where you can chat with Databutton agent. Now, this left-hand side is toggleable. And what you see in this middle is your app or your front end, which is the preview of your app, which you see. Now, let me highlight the section of the features and what are the pages and the components which we have in Databutton. For instance, Databutton has something called as pages. You can build multi-pages app in Databutton, and these are nothing but the different pages which you can see here. You also see UI components. So what are UI components? UI components are a reusable part of your app or your front end, which you can use within these pages. So for instance, I have content generator. The content is all these UI components can be used within these pages. And then we have the UI files. These are the utility files. For example, the store, the type formatting of your UI components are out here in this UI files. The next part is also very important. Databutton builds full stack app. And what you see out here are nothing but the backends or the Python backends. So if you hover over here, you see the API roots you can see out here. Then in Databutton, you can also store your media, which are public in nature. So basically anyone can access this if they have the correct URL of it. So you can grab an image address and that would be a publicly accessible URL. So you can store your images, you can store your video, and you can use this in the front end of your app. Basically your pages or UI components, you can use that. And Databutton comes with inbuilt storage. So basically the backend, which you see here, can store JSON file, or you can store a CSV file, or you can actually store pandas data frame, or you can even store even PDFs or binary files out here in this internal storage. You can upload it, or you can do it programmatically via your backend. You can store out here. So these are all the parts or the features within your workspace which Databutton give you access to. Now, I'll just quickly show the code as well. So you see these pages? These pages can be routed. For instance, from here, home page, I can go to dashboard page and here it reflects out here. So what is there in the home page? If I just quickly click this edit code option, you will see it has all the React code. Now, if you carefully look into this code, into the pages, you will see there are different components. And these components, this navigation bar component is imported within this page. It comes from this UI component. So this is the navigation bar component, put it out here. Say if I go to the content generator, it's another UI component. This particular component is used in this homepage out here. This is the component. And how it is used? By importing that, by importing this here in the code base. Last part, which I also wanted to mention, apart from the routing between these pages and the use of the UI components, is the UI files. The store is imported out here. This is where this from the store is getting imported here. Last but not the least, these are the backend, which is written in Python. And finally, Databutton creates a router out here. So if I just hover in this, the router name is generate content, which is basically this post. These are the fast API routers, and it is entirely written in Python. And then the last part, which I mentioned earlier, are the media or the publicly accessible images or the videos. You can use them throughout your app. Mainly, they are accessible via your front end. This is your front end, the pages, the UI components where you can access this. The internal storage, on the other hand, is accessible via your backend. Databutton has its own Python SDK, which is called as Databutton. Out here, Databutton as DB, that's the internal SDK, which makes sure that it takes control of your internal storage, which can be JSON, PDF, or binary files, in fact, your data frames, everything. Databutton access via this. Databutton agent takes care of organizing each and every aspect of your app in a very well organized format.